Welcome back to the Degenerate Discussions podcast. Today I am joined by a good friend of mine, Libby. As I prepare this cigar, get it lit up, he's going to tell you a little bit about himself and quick background points.
Yep. So a little bit about me. Well, first of all, we met in college, TCAT Nashville, in the machine tool program. I am medically retired Army. Quick bullet points on that. 3 combat tours. Did a lot of work with weapons and weapons development, weapons maintenance. Yeah, now I'm just out here retired, trying to figure out what this whole civilian life is about. It's pretty interesting so far. I kind of forgot what it's like to be a normal human being, and by God, is the general populace terrifying, and it's hard to find clothes.
The general populace is stupid as hell, and it's hard as shit to buy clothes.
Yeah, dude, especially with, like, on the general populace side of things, right? I never thought that I would look back in retrospect, especially with only being retired for just over a year now, and say, damn, I miss some of the intelligence of the people, of the retards that I worked with.
Oh, yeah.
Because even some of the dumbest people I worked with, now that I've experienced, a year in college and life in the real world, it's weird, dude. They're dumb. They make a lot of the dumb people I know look really smart.
I'm afraid that it's about to get loud, so we're going to see what happens. Because you can hear the ground. I live next to train tracks.
Yeah, I don't know how much it's actually picking up on the mic, though.
I know I did it one time and it picked up quite a bit. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, so in the military, there is a minimum intelligence requirement.
Yeah,
you can't be legally mentally handicapped, like IQ-wise, and still be in the military. You can be autistic as hell.
Oh, yeah.
And just dumber than a post. But as long as you can, actually put your pants on and tie your shoes and, not like basic, because no one knows what's going on in basic. They're scared, and scared makes bad decisions happen, or stupid decisions happen.
As long as you could somewhat demonstrate that you could kind of be at the right place at the right time in the right uniform, nothing else really matters. As long, even these days, I feel like, yes, there is more of a push for physical readiness.
Yes, and which is a good thing.
Absolutely. I feel like standards severely dropped off for a while. And I don't, but even though there is that push, it's still met with a lot of resistance.
Choo choo. Because some of them blow the horn like a million fucking times as they go past. And I mean loud blow. Weird jump cuts because trains.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Hard cuts.
Hard cuts and growing pains.
But yeah, so I know when I was when I was working with the Navy, we didn't PT nearly as much. I was working directly with the Navy. And I fell under them, and so we didn't PT worth a shit, hardly ever. And I got in excess of 200 pounds and fat because I'm working 9, 10, 12 hours a day.
Yep.
I don't want to go to the gym. I want to go home and I want to go to bed.
Yep.
And it's I can't cook in my room, which means that I've got to try to get to the chow hall while it's open for the hour and a half, 3 times a day that it's open, which is just stupid time. What do you mean, hour and a half?
Yeah. They're only open for an hour and a half, but generally you only have, especially for lunch, 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes.
20, 30 minutes is all you are required for lunch.
Yep. So it's I've got enough time to sit down and stand up again.
If we work through lunch, we'll get off early. Who wants to work through lunch? Not me. I learned that lesson. You ain't getting me like that.
No, you
I'm going to lunch, or you're going to order in lunch, and we'll eat and work. But no, I'm getting lunch.
no, that statement is only whoever decides to make that statement is only foreshadowing what's going to happen in their bedroom later,
Yeah,
which is the getting off early and a
yeah,
disappointed spouse.
yep.
Like
Disappointed juniors.
that is the only thing that ever comes of that. But
Hey, Gunny, how come it's 2100 and you don't want to go home? My wife's a bitch. Makes sense. I've met her. But it's cheaper than divorce.
yep, dude. So it's like, nah, the general populace is just it's weird, man. Like we had shorter, like try not to call people out by name, not to hurt their feelings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't really care about his feelings.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, he was kind of a dickhead, and got kicked out of a class that's very hard to get kicked out of, and it's really hard to irritate the people up front enough to be like, okay, you want to play that game, you are actually out, and here's why.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only way to get kicked out of class is to annoy the people in the office.
Yep. So
Because the instructors have tried to kick people out and they just get counseled and counseled and counseled and counseled until they graduate.
yep. So it's one of those things, man, where it's just so bizarre to me that I thought I took for granted the person that could sit there and stare at paint dry and find it beyond entertaining. I took that level of intelligence for granted when they are effectively they could sweep the sun off the sidewalk.
Mop the rain while it's raining.
I've
had to do that. That sucks. I don't like being that wet.
But like these are the people that will just do it and not question it, not even.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and if you're nice to them, they'll run headlong into hell for you.
Yeah, and it's
gladly.
And it's like you could sit there and be like, "Wow, no matter what comes out of your mouth, I know it's not going to be above a first grade level in any capacity." But I took that level of intelligence for granted.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
And it's
now
I know that I'm not that smart in the grand scheme of things too. That's the scary thing. I just know I'm not that dumb.
Now, connecting clothing to the military, the best fitting clothes I think I've ever worn, because they're made for people. Apparently by people, because regular clothes are made by people who've never met people. Yeah. They would love to meet people someday. Camis. Like, you got a cargo pocket. Some iterations of the camis, the cargo pocket is like way too puffy.
Yeah.
But some of them, they're much more streamlined. Like these pants here that I've got, it's cargo to the inside, not to the outside.
Yep.
Which is a better idea. But it's like, they'll fit in the waist. They'll fit lengthwise. They're loose. Like they're touching your skin the whole time, but they're not touching your skin the whole time.
Yeah. Well, so it's for people of average height and relative average build. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
For someone like me who's long and lanky, you can give me a medium long that I'm swimming in.
Yeah, because it's like a mile long, medium long. It's like it fits in the waist. And it's 40 feet long in the leg.
Dude, it wouldn't, so like, I would have to have my belt so tight, even in a medium. Like, I could, but if I were to put on a small long, now I'm wearing skinny jeans and I won't be able to procreate, you know? Like,
the fun part is, while you're technically not allowed to do it,
tailoring them.
No one will fight you with tailoring your uniforms.
So, I've seen people get hemmed up for it.
I had drill instructors that had like 4 or 5 blouses on, like, because you really only need like 1 or 2 in each color, because we wore deserts and woodlands. Yeah. I'd miss the changeover because in the summertime in the south, man, them deserts were comfy because they're lighter color. They don't build as much heat. And then they're like, you wear what's relative to your area. So we were year-round woodlands after that, which wasn't so bad when you can roll the sleeves, but the woodlands were always warmer. Even in the wintertime, if you had to put deserts on, like they weren't as warm. It was different. I didn't get it.
I think with the desert camo, the way that they layer the fabric.
Yeah, they're a thinner fabric.
So, but that would make sense.
I had a couple of guys that I knew Um, instead of having like two, maybe three of each blouse, they had like six of each blouse because three of them, the sleeves were sewn up.
I'm not mad at that though.
They were sexy. Like the guy knew the size of his arms. He knew he wasn't getting any bigger. He wasn't worried about it. He had his blouse was tailored like DIs would get the dovetail in the back
Yeah.
sewn in. Man, that dovetail looked good. But it's like you sew in them sleeves,
Oh
you
yeah,
sew
dude.
in that dovetail, everything fits. You can still move everywhere,
But when you flex,
and
it
it just
just
looks good. It pops that vein out in your arm.
Marine Corps, I will say, has
The
always
best
had
and worst uniforms.
yes.
The goddamn sweats are so ugly. Those green sweats that we've got, I hate them.
I think they're a vibe.
I like if you could get away with just the pants on the sweats, it ain't so bad. But the sweatshirt just looks stupid to me. I like our woolly pulley though. Like the one lines like the
Yeah.
fleece woven wool. I've worn that as a civilian a few times.
Yeah, those I love the fuzzy jackets.
But one thing I will say, they got the nickname Ranger panties, but the Marines go hard, and they're the only ones that actually do that kind of shit. Like, oh yeah, I want these as short as I can get them. I want to
Yeah.
leave the netting in so that I'm not hanging out the side, but I want these 3 inch inseam.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's so much fun.
It's here's the thing, I can't do the netting because of my balls. I have to wear boxer briefs.
Well, so I don't like the netting. I like the underwear that I wear now.
Yep.
But most of them, they're more like sliders that like people doing crew like rowing would wear.
Yeah.
So they're too long for the shorts.
Yeah.
So it's like I need to take pairs of the underwear and get them hemmed up so that they fit under the skivvy shorts.
So I've got a couple pairs of underwear for when I'm wearing like my short shorts, my little hoochie daddy shorts, whether they're my Ranger panties or my fucking chubbies.
I'm ordering a pair in Rhodesian.
Dude, I've got the underwear that I wear. They have like the ball net in them,
Oh, I love that.
and they're cut shorter, but they're still boxer briefs versus,
They're not
like-
briefs and they're not boxers.
and they're not tighty whities either.
Yeah, I hate the tighty whities. The regular.
I won't wear them.
Nope.
So it's like, and I
don't like
can't
how
wear
they
regular
feel
boxers.
on my body.
I can't wear regular boxers. It's too much freedom and movement. I need the support.
It's too loose and floppy. I hate it.
Yep. So like having that net is very nice.
And the worst part about the regular boxers is you put your pants on and the boxers right up because there's
Mhm.
nothing stopping them from moving.
Well, that or like the opportunity to get stuck in a zipper. I don't have that issue. I haven't had that issue since I was in like 5th grade because I grew up and started wearing boxer briefs.
I refuse to go commando because I'm scared of getting caught in the zipper.
Yeah, same.
I've almost been caught a few times. It's like, oh, no.
That's why I won't do button fly either.
Yeah.
Button fly and commando, that's just asking for an
Something to fall
accidental charge.
Oh, by the way, it's completely against regulation. But there was a guy in the Marine Corps. I remember coming across his page a couple of years ago where he went on leave and he took all of his pants with him and he changed all of the flies. Like he took them, got tailored from button to zipper, but he also, because like it's got the flap, but it's Velcro. And we hate Velcro noises because it's
Yeah.
Velcro noises.
Yep.
So he got zippers very similar to these that are very quiet,
Like YKZ zippers.
like actually good zippers that you can't really hear
Yeah.
moving. Because these are like you can hear them because they make noise, but it ain't opening and closing.
Yeah.
Velcro. So the underneath side of his, like right at the top of the pocket, was all zippers. It's like, oh man,
That's smart.
I wish I'd thought of that. He took all the Velcro off of the uniform, so like even his blouses, because they were like some of them were buttons, but some were Velcro.
Yep.
He took the buttons off and he zippered. He left the flap because the flap goes over the buttons to hide them, and then just threw a zipper on the shoulder.
I like that.
Which I think the Army does, like a vertical pocket type thing
Yep.
with the zipper.
On our combat uniforms mostly. on
Weird patches all over your arms and shit.
yeah.
Fuzzies everywhere.
So on our garrison uniforms, like just our regular standard OCPs,
Yeah.
usually it's a Velcro flap because that's where your flag would be on the top of the flap, and then deployment patch would be underneath that unit patch on this side.
Yep.
Right. Combat uniforms have the vertical zipper, and then but it's still the buttons down here, and we got the pen pockets here.
I hate that. Roll my sleeves all day long.
I mean, we were allowed to roll our sleeves. I think around 2018 is when it actually became authorized, but it was up to commander's discretion.
Yeah,
and a lot of commanders.
After I was out, because I remember my buddy when I was in, he's like, "We can't roll our sleeves," and I was like, "That sucks."
Oh yeah, dude.
Especially in summertime.
The most we could do was wizard sleeve it, where we would cuff, like open it up all the way and cuff it one in.
Yeah,
and
which looks so bad.
But dude, the airflow was insane.
It's a vibe, but it looks stupid.
It's a vibe to just do this.
It doesn't look stupid. It looks heinous.
Yes.
I had.
It feels like I should have an Assassin's Creed blade up there.
Yeah, after I got ninja punched. No, this was before I got ninja punched. It was after I got.
For those in the audience that don't know what a ninja punch is, what is a ninja punch?
So ninja punch, NJP, non-judicial punishment. I think you guys call it page 11.
Chapter 11.
Chapter 11, yeah. We have a page 11, which is like documenting like all your tattoos and things of that nature. They can be good, they can be bad. But so before I got ninja punched, because that was for rolling through the gate drunk after getting back to North Carolina after I had found out that my wife was cheating on me while I was in Arizona. But while I was in Arizona, I already knew I was getting out. Because months prior, I had gotten my reenlistment denied because I hadn't gone to the rifle range, which I hate because I love shooting guns. But I was too busy doing everything else.
Right.
And the other licensing NCO was a rifle coach, so he had to be at the range. I hated it. Like, it was so stupid. He could have advocated for me at least once.
Should have just become a coach, bro.
Bus driver, licensing, and ammo driver. The only thing I wasn't was a dispatcher because I wasn't a sergeant.
Fair enough.
But
we have clerks for that.
So while I was there in Arizona, I'd had my deserts, which I hadn't worn at that point in nearly a year. They were bleached from when I was in Japan wearing them.
Yeah.
And them sleeves they were heinous. I was around here somewhere. I didn't care. It's like, what are you gonna do, Gunny? Kick me out?
Right.
Are you going to petition for me to go to the range so that I can actually re-enlist, and then you're gonna get me to deploy? You mean the whole reason I came to this unit in the first place? What are you gonna do, Gunny? Send me to war like I want to go? I'm already getting kicked out, and I want to go to war. What are you gonna do?
Please pick one.
Yeah, do something. It's like, I'm a month from getting out. What are you gonna do, Gunny? Kick me out?
I'm already there.
Honorable discharge, because they would have had to change the paperwork because of when my ninja punch came through. I was so close to getting out that they would have had to stop me from getting out, extend me against the orders of the Marine Corps in order to change my discharge.
Yep.
Because they're stupid. They could have just let me stay in. But no, he's too good at his job and didn't get to go to the range.
It'd be like that. It really do. The military as a whole, a lot of times it's the good people that wind up getting out early.
Oh yeah.
And whether it's because they got injured like me, and I'm not tooting my own horn saying that I was the best. That I know plenty of other NCOs and leaders that were my mentors, and they were my mentors for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's because they were someone that I looked up to, which means obviously there were people better than me. But like, I know that I wasn't a bad NCO by any means. I really loved it. I took it very seriously. I love to lead and make differences in people's lives. But like, and a lot of people that feel the same way as to me, wind up getting out early.
Oh yeah,
And
they only do like 4, maybe 8 years active.
dude,
And then they get
I know
out.
people that make it past the halfway point to retirement and still choose after 12 years. Like, look, I cannot keep doing this. I can't keep being the only one that's trying to either do the right thing or make a positive difference. So I'm gonna go. The only change that I can make at this point is what I'm doing with my life, and it's not this anymore.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's like a lot of the toxic leadership and the
well,
people who want to be in the want to power trip are the ones that end up staying in anyway.
now I was in the Corps, you were in the Army, so slightly different ball games and whatnot.
Mhm.
Because of a lot of the people that I watch, they were Army. Some of them are still active reserves. Some of them were nasty girls,
Yep.
National Guard, nasty girls. I love it. Um, some active duty, but like they hang out with a lot of the people that are in power because one of them deployed with guys that are now high ranking officers or high ranking staff NCOs. And so like General George was trying to do a lot of stuff for at least the big army. I don't know how he was towards the groups. Because we've had conversation about like vehicles and things of that nature and changing
Yeah.
stuff up, mission adjustment. Um, but it's like he was trying to do a lot of stuff to help out people in the big army what he could, and then he got retired. It's like, yeah, we don't need you in Joint Chiefs of Staff anymore. And it's like, man, I liked General George. I liked his sergeant major. Like they were good. Yeah, they got appointed under Biden. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Like clearly, Biden didn't understand who he was appointing because it was a guy that was worth it to the army, doing exactly what we wanted to do, doing the same type of shit that Pete Hegseth was trying to do. And Hegseth, like he's his own issues, and I don't hate him for it. He's a
He,
peculiarity. He was an officer. I think he was a major or some shit. And everybody's like, he's a Fox correspondent. It's like he was a major in the fucking military. Like, what are you talking about?
well, a lot of people when it comes to officer rankings, especially like I know officer rankings are generally same across the board, right? But in the army, there's so many officers,
Oh yeah,
right?
there's too many in the Marine Corps.
Especially once you get to the group level, where your company commander, which would normally be a captain in regular army, is a major,
Yeah,
and you're
which is like a 4 or 5 year difference typically.
yeah. So it's like, and then your team level is a captain.
Yeah,
That captain would normally, at a regular unit, be in charge of the entire battalion, and then the major would answer to the lieutenant colonel
yeah,
for the battalion, and then the lieutenant colonel would answer to the full bird and the general for the brigade, right? Like that's how army structure usually works. But there's so many like major to me, it's it's definitely an accomplishment, and to anyone out there that is a major or
you've been in for a while.
has since progressed past that, chances are you've been in for a while and you've tried to have done something with your career. There's a reason why you are where you are. And I do have a certain level of respect for that. However, to me, it's about the equivalent of making sergeant.
Yeah,
A lot of people can hit that minimum benchmark of sergeant, especially these days.
well, and they've changed a bunch of stuff. Like I think it's after 12, you're not free and clear, but you're basically free and clear. You can stay at whatever rank you're at
Yep.
after you hit 12, um, which I think is wrong. But we've got so many people that are staying in. Like we damn near have sergeants majors in the Marine Corps. The last I looked it up, to rival staff sergeants. It's like no one needs that many sergeants majors. Like you need to retire, bro. This boomer mentality, and I know they're not boomers. They're Gen X. A lot of them are millennials, but it's like not all of you can stay.
No, what
You have to get out.
and
Someone's got to leave.
Well, here's my thing. There, when it comes to the army, especially, there needs to be a little bit of rework for the rank structure because the way that the army is going is they say that they promote off potential, which is kind of bullshit, and they say that everyone has the potential to be a leader. Therefore, as soon as they are eligible to go to the promotion board, you have to start sending them or give them a counseling as to why you're not sending them.
Oh, I hate that.
Right? And then you keep sending them until they pass. And then once they pass, then they get a BLC date. And then once they go to BLC and graduate BLC, then it's just about making promotion points, that's really the only thing that is kind of up to the soldier. But there's a lot of things outside of that soldier's control. Like they have no control over who writes them up for an award or if it even gets approved.
Yeah.
And a lot of I always was maxed on awards for promotion points just because of my deployment awards. And then it's like, not everyone has airborne advantage. Not everyone, you have to be fucking airborne to have airborne advantage. And you have to be active airborne, not just airborne qualified.
Yeah.
And there's just, the list goes on, right? Like, that soldier has no control over what schoolings they get to go to.
Now, that's actually one that I wanted to ask you a question about. So, in the Marine Corps, our BLC essentially is corporal's course.
Yeah.
You can't take corporal's course until you are a corporal. You have to get promoted first. But the thing is, the way that we do things in the Marine Corps is as a Lance Corporal, you know the ins and outs of the corporal's daily job in your MOS. Mm-hmm. So, like, as a Lance, I could do mission-wise what my corporal was doing day to day.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have all of the background information. I wasn't doing all of the counselings. I wasn't talking to the sergeants. I wasn't the extra things that go above that. But I could run the motor pool.
Yeah.
I knew what needed to be done. I knew what had to be done. So I get promoted to corporal. I can run that motor pool, but I can't get promoted to sergeant until I go to corporal's course. There's a little bit of drill that's taught in there. It improves communication up and down. It helps structure how people talk. It doesn't change everything. Everyone still has their idiosyncrasies, but it gives you an extra foundation.
Right.
And you can go to corporal's course literally after you're promoted. Now, I didn't go to corporal's course until I got back from Japan. 6 months or so.
I mean, but that's another issue in itself. Same that happens in the Army is 9 times out of 10, if you're overseas, not at a very large installation, like unless you're in Germany or like something like that, chances are you're not going to be able to complete.
Every Marine Corps base is small outside of the country.
Yeah.
But so with that, there were people who was like, an extra school we could do once we were in the fleet is we could go back to Fort Leonard Wood and do our record course. But the person that puts you in for record is probably a staff sergeant. So if the staff sergeant doesn't like you,
you're not going to go.
You're not going.
Yep.
The staff sergeant could like somebody who's not very good, but they get picked to go to record, and now they look better on paper because your counselings are written by staff sergeant, or they're approved by staff sergeant.
Do you guys get the Hotel 8 designator as well for that course?
It really depends, but sometimes. Or, well, Hotel 8, what do you mean by that?
So in the Army, when you go to certain schoolings, you get ASIs and I'm forgetting the other acronym off the top of my head, but it is an identifier saying you are qualified for this, right? So if you go to airborne, you get the paratrooper qualifier. You're airborne qualified. If you go to air assault or SLIC or CLS or TCCC, basic mountaineering course, a lot of those courses will give you little identifiers saying, "Hey, he is qualified for this." It's
So, yes and no. So I was motor T.
mhm.
I was way under what I should have been doing, but I like driving trucks and I wanted to be lazy to a degree. I like driving trucks. I knew that it was an important job. It's what I'm going to do. So my MOS field was 35. So as a basic motor T operator, I was 3531. Basic motor T mechanic is 3521. If I went to the wrecker school, I would be like 3532. So my MOS would change slightly. I'd still be an operator, but I'm another step up.
Okay, so an example for us would be, so small arms towed artillery repair is a 91 Fox,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that would be the MOS, but then if I'm airborne and in an airborne slot,
You throw rockers underneath it.
91 Fox, 1 Papa, 2 Papa, 3 Papa, based off of your rank and your airborne qualifications, right?
Yeah.
Because you can be a regular, just a regular, degular airborne qualified. You could be a jump master,
Mm-hmm.
or you could be a master jump master, or a senior jump master, right?
Yeah.
So those will give you special designations that are added to your MOS, and then you have other identifiers for like soft NAC, soft P, right? So soft foreign weapons, soft peculiar weapons.
Yep.
Those give you special identifiers when you pull up, like, and now it's the SRB. It used to be the ERB.
Yeah.
Unless
We
your
called
record
it
brief.
SRB.
Yeah, so for the soldier's record brief, and it shows like all of the schools you've been to, your PT qualifications, like your everything. It's your snapshot of your career.
See, we called it standard record book.
Interesting.
Like
Ours was all online.
Like, so when I got out, when I got in, everything was a book. So somewhere I have my SRB.
So we called those our I Love Me books, which is like what you would present to the board, and it's basically your entire career, all of your award write ups.
Oh no, this is literally your entire career, like including your MEPS paperwork.
Yeah.
Like this was, you essentially turn it into your unit when you get there, and
Yep.
they look through everything, make sure everything's up to date, and then they give it back to you. Sometimes
Or S1 will hold on to it usually.
they'll hold on to it until you go to transfer units,
Yeah.
PCS, permanent change of station, or there was permanent change of station or permanent change of the other, but we didn't use you as a unit, but it was like
interpost transfer.
yeah, like if I was motor T for the unit I was at was MWSS 171, Marine Wing Support Squadron. Our job was to move equipment and build flight lines. So we support the wing so they could land on the flight line and then I can move them their stuff. I could transfer over to a completely another unit, which I don't remember the name of, but they were technically kind of part of headquarters, but they weren't part of headquarters. But they stayed in the barracks right next to headquarters. It's weird.
Interesting.
But their shop was a higher echelon because instead of being a unit, it was like a base level thing. So when I got back to Japan, I was with 2-6. So I was 2nd Battalion, 6th Marine Regiment. And then we had 6th Marine Regiment they had their own motor T shop, but then we had the motor T shop above them, which had all of the really fun stuff. Which is
Interesting.
I would have preferred to have been there, but I also wanted to be with the boys. I didn't want to be technically a part of headquarters. I wanted to be with my unit. I miss the boys. The boys were retarded. They were so dumb.
I miss some of the boys. It's one of those for me where I don't miss being in my uniform.
Dick.
I don't miss dealing with the politics and the bullshit and the bullshit taskings and stuff like that. Like I don't miss any of that. And a
The
lot of
stuff
the
that didn't matter to anything.
or the people that I fucking went out of my way for to try to help and develop and make into better human beings to turn around and try to stab me in my back. Like I don't miss I don't miss any of that. But I do in some regard miss the simplicity of things.
You know what you got to do and when you got to do it.
Sometimes.
I am
I just be doing shit.
I am not a fan of Jesse Ventura. I think he's mostly a pile of shit as a
Fair.
person. I thank him for his service. Like I'm glad that he did serve. I understand where he's coming from. He was a Navy SEAL. He did achieve that, but he'd also achieved that when he was 17, which means that he couldn't deploy. Like he could wind up in country. Yeah, he was in Vietnam, but he wasn't allowed to leave the base until he turned 18.
That's
and then
not
he came back home and he's like, I can't even get a beer. Bullshit, Jesse. It's the 70s. You get whatever you want. You're at home in hometown and everybody knows that like who you are and what you do. Unless you live in like LA where they hate the military, which he didn't. He's from Minnesota, where they don't hate the military, or at least they didn't. You could get a beer anywhere you wanted to if you were a SEAL in the 70s. Like, feed me a line of bullshit. Because I wasn't even a SEAL, and I could get a beer pretty much anywhere I wanted when I was 18. Or 9. Well, when I was 19, because I went in at 19.
I mean, I was just buying alcohol underage because I had a full beard and looked like a man.
Yeah, you and me both.
So I've always been able to buy alcohol.
Like, I literally went to a local joint that knew that I was not 21, and I ordered beer because I was active duty military. I just graduated basic. But it's like, we know who he is. We know where he's at. Like, no, we're not going to stiff this dude beer
Yeah.
at the local beer joint while he's shooting pool. He shot pool here for 3 or 4 years. We're just going to give him a beer and call it a day.
Yep.
Like, don't feed me that I don't know who I was when I was on leave. Because that's a load of horseshit. You know exactly who you are. You know what's going on. And then you go back to Vietnam and you work on base and you help pack the other dude's gear that's able to go out in town, like on missions, until you're 18. Oh, look, now you're 18. You can go on missions now.
I will say this, even modern day deployments where you have Wi-Fi and stuff like that, and like if you're at a very large base that's fucking fairly secure, it is still kind of discombobulating coming back to the States and readjusting, even if you didn't experience trauma or didn't go out on any mission sets and it was effectively just doing your job somewhere else. It is still kind of discombobulating because it's
So culture shock is one thing
yeah.
because you're changing your area, but you're going to have that every time you change bases.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I felt weird when I came home on leave from Japan because I was living in Japan. It was nice. It was clean. I knew what was going on. I could walk out in town and not worry about anything. Now, I didn't really have any issues living in Southern Florida where I was at. But I remember being jumped before I went in the Corps. And it's like, that's something that I'm at home. I was more alert at home than I was in Japan.
Oh yeah.
And so, like, I understand it, like the culture shock part. I hated Americans for a long time after living in Japan. But the way that he sold it is like in Vietnam I'm a man, but back home I'm not. It's like, no, you were in Minnesota. You were fine. Everybody considered you a man. Nobody was gonna stiff you a beer. Like, fuck off.
I mean, if anything, you're just projecting your own insecurities at that point by the sounds of it, you know?
I'm just asking questions. Fuck off, Jesse.
Like I don't
Go join the WWE and get your ass kicked again. Oh.
like
Oh, that makes me think of like sports people and the military. Sad story, hard story. Pat Tillman,
yep.
fucking green on green, like shit. That dude was boss. Big name, known in football, like big football name. And then to perish the way that he did, that was horrible.
Oh yeah.
We didn't have our SOPs down in that part of the world though. Like, that was a rough, like 2006. We had some, but people weren't talking like they should have been. They still don't.
I beg to differ. SOPs were and will forever be ever evolving. However, early invasion, the time between early invasion and 2006 or even 2004, the 3 years in country at that point, that's a substantial amount of time
It is.
for SOPs. And by that point, the whole government was on notice. Hey, this is where we're going to be at. Fucking start prepping everyone to send their resources this way. So then all the train up started to happen.
Yep.
And so to say that they didn't have SOPs quite hammered out, I would greatly beg to differ. It's more about accidental things happen all the time, especially in combat.
So it was more of like the lack of communication. So we've got our regular SOPs. Like, I'm going to
Yeah.
do what I do every day. You're going to do what you do every day.
Yeah.
But the communication between my unit and your unit, that's the SOP that I don't interact with you often enough for us to really have a standard SOP. Like, what am I supposed to do when I get near you? That's not something we've hammered out because we've not come to that before. Which I feel like where he was at and what he was doing, that should have been something they had squared away. Because it was two teams basically shooting at each other.
Yeah, which means neither of them did the most basic of basic SOPs, which is
They didn't check
positive
the AO.
identification.
Well, they didn't know who was going to be in the AO, which that's like the first thing you should do on SOP, especially at that level. Because wasn't he a beret?
I believe so.
I
I can give it a quick look.
Yeah. What's that guy that Rogan's got? Jamie, look that up. Pull that up
Yep.
for me. Because Tillman, like, that was badass, and that was a bad situation. Like, that was something.
Yeah, he was a ranger.
Okay, he was Ranger. That's what.
So here's my thing, right? Positive identification, first of all.
Yeah.
First and foremost, on all sides,
Yeah.
right? Fun fact about Rangers, they have the highest green on green out of all tier 1
Yeah.
because they train so much. It's not that they don't take their training serious, but at a certain point,
They're so used to their Op 4 being the same white people.
how can we push the pace faster? And it becomes more of a Call of Duty lobby type feeling, or
Yeah.
of a game simulation versus actual training. And
Here comes another train on this training topic.
people just get sloppy, dude. And Rangers are unfortunately the worst for that. And I wish that it wasn't a thing, but obviously accidents will always happen. Miscommunications will always happen, but
It's like the training op that made going backwards at night. So it was a training op that happened in the Marine Corps. Going backwards at night in a truck requires, I believe, 3 ground units.
Mhm.
Originally, it was 1. You only needed 1 guy, but he's standing in front of the truck. And then 1 accident happened, and now we had 2. 1 in the back, 1 in the front. And then another accident happened, and then there's 2 in the back, 1 in the front, because the dude was like in a bug net in a sleeping system and got backed over by a 7-ton. And it's like, holy shit! Like, how? I walk around my truck with a flashlight. I carry a flashlight compulsively. I didn't used to, but when I was in the Corps, it's like, just hand that bitch on your flashlight. Who cares? You walk around your truck before you get in it.
yeah,
Like, even if that's not SOP, that's SOP. You got to check your lights.
PMCS your shit. every
Yeah.
time before operating. That is the standard operating procedure.
Yeah. PCCs and PCIs. Like I wasn't even in combat, but PCCs and PCIs is a thing.
Yep.
I had to take a piece of paper and check my truck for brakes and lights, and windshield wipers, and fluid, and everything before I ever left the road. I had to take that into dispatch and be like, "This is my shit." I had to walk around my vehicle.
Yeah.
No one is sleeping behind my vehicle if I'm going backwards, especially not at night. I'm gonna kick that dude in the head. I'm gonna walk over there and be like, "Fuck you sleeping behind my truck for?"
Also, if you could sleep over air brakes, it's crazy.
I can.
I can't.
I got so used to it.
I could sleep through artillery, but I can't sleep through that. It's all about the pitch.
Yeah.
If it's a higher pitch and it like starts to match my tinnitus or override my tinnitus, that will wake me up. But if it's a deeper bass, I can sleep through that.
I
Like,
can't sleep through glass.
that's an interesting one. That's a sharp sound.
So, like, if this were not in a koozie and it fell on the floor and shattered, I I could be in a dead sleep, guns going off, nothing like wake me up. The glass shatters and I come to
That's weird.
violently. Like the one time that it really happened, I was living with an ex in Jacksonville, and I'd left a rocks glass sitting on one of our little tables that was macrame to the ceiling, so it could swing. And the dog did something at like 2 o'clock in the morning, got the zoomies. It hit the table, and the glass fell. And I had a macrame shelf essentially next to my bed for my nightstand, that my CPAP machine and the gift revolver that I got when I got out of the Corps sat on. Hollow point 357 Magnum. A, it's going to be a fireball, and B, it's going to be deafening to everybody involved. But I know it's happening.
Yep.
I lived in the hood. That glass shattered. I sat up out of bed with the gun in my hand. I did not realize I had grabbed it. My girlfriend was terrified. She's like, "I've never seen you move like that." And it's like, I thought someone was breaking in the house. Like, my body was like, "Nope, someone's breaking in, and I get to go shoot somebody because someone has to die now."
Yep. You value my property over your life. That's a you problem.
And she's like, "It wasn't anybody. It was Ruger. He knocked the table. It scared the shit out of him when the glass broke. We cleaned the glass up, went back to bed. But out of bed. I've never been out of bed like that. Glass shattered, and I'm awake."
I had a tree fall in my yard recently, and
That's a fun set of noises.
the only noise that actually woke me up wasn't the tree itself breaking and falling. It was the one portion of the tree that hit my deck that sounded like someone stomped on my deck.
Sounded like people walking around the property.
Dude, before my eyes were fully open, I was up and I already had the fucking Mark 18. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I'm still here. Let's go.
So, well, the fun part, like the way my bed is right now, essentially the left side of my bed has always been towards the door. So the way the room was set up, I always sleep between whoever I'm with and the door.
That's how I try to be up.
So that meant when the door is to my left, that the gun, it was facing the door. So anytime you walk to the room, you flag yourself right in the nuts because of where
Good.
the gun sits.
Good.
But
Keep
it's
that
just sitting-
bloodline on its toes.
And so I'm not left-handed. That's a really heavy gun. To grab it, like it's laying not like this to where you can grab it overhand and grab it. It's
No,
laying like this. But I came up with the gun like this without touching the shelf. So it's like my hand went under the gun and pulled it in between the gun and the shelf. It made no sense.
I
It's like
love it.
I've never seen a motion like that. It just straight up. And then so I went to the window so I had the door, which is cracked. So the dog could get in and out. But I had the window right in my room at the foot of my bed. So that was the first spot, was the foot of my bed, and then it was through the door. And my girlfriend lost her fucking mind when that happened. And I bumped the mic, so I got a drink.
I love it.
But yeah, like I never served in combat. I don't have quote unquote PTSD from anything like that, but
No, but
that
like
was hard. I never trained that.
no, but some people,
Instinct.
their instinct is to fight, and if your body is subconsciously aware of where the fighting utensils are,
Yeah.
it doesn't need a lot of conscious input for your body to, if that is your instinct, to then maneuver towards
Yeah.
that.
Not even muscle memory, just physical knowledge.
Yep. And it's an interesting thing, man, fight or flight. I don't I don't understand it really because I don't
There's not two options though. Everyone talks about it like fight or flight, like it's two options.
yeah.
There's three options: fight, flight, freeze. But no one wants to talk about the third one. When in reality, the third one's the most common.
Yeah. Absolutely. The
You
freezing
gotta train
is.
yourself into. You train yourself out of the third one into one of the other two.
It the way that I can the reason why I say I don't really understand it, I guess, is because I understand feeling the need to run away from something, sure.
Yeah.
And I understand the need to defend yourself or handle something aggressively. Sure, that could be the fight side of things. But then I don't classify the need to solve a problem, regardless of what that problem is, as fight or flight or freeze. But for me, if there's a problem, I feel the need to address the problem.
Yeah.
And solve it. And that doesn't necessarily always involve a fight. So what is that classification?
I'm gonna hit pause real quick and then I'll answer that question. So in relation to like the fight or flight versus
Wanting to just solve the problem.
exactly. So it still technically ties in, but it's more being decisive and attentive. The reason that it doesn't feel like fight or flight because you have dealt with violent activities where fighting is ingrained as the violent activity, whereas with a regular issue, where am I driving? What am I doing? Where am I parking? Just day to day life. For you, it's not associated as a fight or flight response. It's just decision making and being attentive.
Jiu-jitsu also helps me with that, though.
Yeah, because you deal with adrenaline dumps and you deal with like I've got to figure out areas. Like a jujitsu will help people make what could be a stressful situation, which would become fight or flight, more of just decision making and everything stays level. So it removes well, this isn't a fight because it's not very stressful. It's not stressful because you've conditioned past that level that it's no longer stressful.
That's true.
Which is something that I've had to deal with, less with the stress and more with just experiences in general. Because experience is something you get right after you need it. It's one of those, I know what it takes for me to do a task. That task is not stressful. Someone who's never done that task is having that fight or flight response because they've never done the task. It's very stressful. And we just call it fight or flight because that's the simplest terms. That's the most stress that most people understand. I don't like the terminology, but I get it.
It's an oversimplification of a rather complex
idea.
Yeah.
It's like your alignment bar. I understand why it is what it is. And I know why they did it.
But it's a weird.
I don't like it.
It's not how I would have done it.
No, I want a stiff bar that's not going to shift. I want everything precision machine, not just the end rings.
Yep. No, just have it be precision ground out of something extremely hard that's not going to bend.
Exactly.
Um,
But instead, you get the chuck side, fight, and the tailstock side, flight, and everything in between is
meh.
analogous to the situation. Yeah, $5 words, big dictionary man.
So,
I'm gonna get a small dictionary to put on the shelf just because it's funny. I think I have one somewhere.
or a big fucking thesaurus.
I think. No, I don't have one of those. And there's another train. Trains are very active today. Pile of decks, all of them.
So one thing I struggle with, right, is I've experienced violence at the highest level, right?
Literally life and death.
And I struggle with being able to take jiu-jitsu competition serious, right?
Yep.
Because I've experienced violence to such a high degree.
No one's got a knife. They're not trying to cut your head off.
We're fighting over a $5 medal that I paid $45 to compete for.
Yeah.
And I'm doing
With no
something,
cash payout.
and I'm doing something that I love to do, and I want to be able to do it tomorrow. So the guy across from me probably also loves what he's doing and wants to be able to do it tomorrow. And why, if he doesn't want to tap, I get he signed the waiver, but what $5 medal with no real form of cash payout is worth me sending that dude to the hospital just because he wanted to be arrogant and didn't want to tap?
Yeah.
I don't have to prove myself that badly, and I have become so
We're at.
It's one of those things where it's like I don't. It's hard to want to commit to injuring someone that is not, even though they might be willing to injure me over that $5 medal. It's not worth it to me. I cannot, and it leads to me being a very bad competitor.
There's no stakes in the fight, so there's no reason to really try.
Yeah, like
Every fight needs smelling salts. Like before, like you get right up to the mat, the same stuff they use for weightlifting to like pull a really heavy pull or a really heavy push. Both of you get smelling salts, and it's just a little bit more on edge for the first 10 seconds.
yeah,
That makes for like, I understand technical fighting is boring if you are not a technical fighter.
yes, it is so boring if you're not, but I love it. It's a beautiful art if you understand what you're reading.
I like watching the movements of the arms and like seeing what people. I don't know what's going through his brain, but I've been enough there to have an idea. That's not what I want to watch. I understand the technicality and I love the skill level. Don Fry. Like the fight, I don't remember. The other guy's name starts with H. It was a Japanese guy.
I know exactly
Everyone
what
knows
you're talking.
exactly which fight I'm talking
Where
about.
they just grab each other's heads and just sock and bop them. Just
So Don talked about that on a podcast that I listened to. And after he said it, because he said something I never noticed, he said, "You watch when he hits me, I start to lose my legs." And that's when I grabbed him. And I went back and I watched it. And like you see his left leg just shift.
yep.
Like he gets that first hit and his leg shifts. And you see that left hand come up and grab a hold of him. And they stand there and beat the shit out of each other. It's fantastic. It's an entertaining fight watching two very powerful men see who's actually
just it's not about who's the
physically tougher.
yeah, it's not about who's the better fighter. It's about who can survive the meat grinder the longest.
Yeah.
And
that's more like war for me.
I do love that. And I do love those types of fights where it's for the fans, it is for the people, but it's also for themselves, right?
He wants to win and he knows what he's gonna do. And he won that fight. They beat themselves bloody.
I love a fight where it is a brawler against more of a technical fighter too.
Yeah.
Because especially when they can have the opportunity for multiple fights, like Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Like
Connor did horrible there.
Well,
But no, was that the most recent one? That wasn't Nate Diaz.
no, that was his most
Nate was that wasn't when he broke his shin years back.
Nope, that was before that.
That was when he lost the belt.
That was so they ran it back, right? So I think Connor won the first one. And then Nate Diaz won the second one. And that's where the famous "I'm not surprised, motherfucker" quote comes from. Because it was because everyone forgets he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. A very good black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he could throw those hands.
It's not Sean. Sean is undeniably American. Unapologetically, undeniably.
Sugar Sean O'Malley?
No, fucking. Now I can see his face. Big shit talking very recently.
Usually does like the colorful hair and shit, or no?
No, like no hair.
Oh.
Sean Strickland.
Oh.
Shit talking SOB. Love him to death. Like,
he's
unapologetically American, very arrogant. I understand why other people don't like him. That's part of the reason I like him. He doesn't win every time, and he knows that, but he's willing to put his nuts on the line, and I love that.
Well, that's how Cowboy Cerrone used to be.
Yeah.
He had more fights than almost anyone else in the entire UFC.
But Patty is the guy I was thinking of.
Patty the Baddie.
Like, he gets fat between matches. He doesn't care. He eats whatever. He trains for like 2 months before a fight. Comes out just another, like, relatively violently arrogant. Like, the big arm movements, very similar to when Connor started out, the big swing, which is essentially just exaggerated Vince McMahon.
Yep.
From the, like, late 90s, early 2000s. Like, just the degree of arrogance I enjoy because it adds to some of the spectacle. At times it gets old. And I've, like, yeah.
So some people like the drama and like the story, right? And for a compelling fight, you almost need a good story.
Mm-hmm.
I could have a good story easier than most people. I will accept more.
Give me a good guy and a bad guy. Beat me in the face with it.
You don't even need to do that for me. You just need to tell me why stylistically it would be a very interesting, fun matchup.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care about their personalities like that. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, so that
I hate when I get attached to a personality that fucking sucks at fighting.
Well, so it's
it's me. I suck at fighting.
It's less about the personality. It's not Eric Bischoff. A very good buddy of mine, Marine Corps guy I served with. He loves the story of, like, the WWE, watching, like, heel face kind of things. And a guy that he did not care for has a podcast, and now he understands the guy a little bit more. He gets it. But that guy was like, hey, I'm very simple. It's a WWE. You have your story. Give me a good guy and a bad guy, a face and a heel. I don't care what their backstories are. I just need a face and a heel, and I need them to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
That's all I need. I don't need backstory. I just need this guy's cheered, that guy's booed, and they're going to go beat the shit out of each other.
Yep.
And it's a fantastic time. It's very simplistic. It's very turn my brain off and not care. Which, when it comes to fighting, because I know how much active brain it takes to fight, moving that arm, where it needs to go, where the grip is, where his elbow's at, because his elbow is way more important to me than his neck. I do not care about his neck. I need to know where the elbow's at.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to either break it or I'm going to use it around his neck, is my goal.
Yep.
His knee, if it gets to his neck, I'm either going to break it or I'm going to choke him with it.
Yep.
But that's a lot harder to do. I want his elbow.
Yep. No, it's a very like all forms of fighting really is a very cerebral thing.
Yeah.
And I sure there are those guys who go out there and just see red and don't have a game plan or a true technique or a system or anything like that, and that's fine. But
Blacking out is not a good way to fight. I've been there.
like most forms of fighting is so cerebral, and so there is so much cognitive input into am I a am I going to dominate the pace of this fight or am I going to be a counter fighter?
Yeah.
Am I going to utilize like what tools in my bag are best fit for this, even if they're not really the right tools, what's going to work the best?
Yeah.
Like, how do I adapt to this new puzzle in front of me? Because to me, every single fight, whether it's a full MMA match, a jiu-jitsu match, a wrestling match, a boxing match, it doesn't matter. It is all varying degrees of multi-dimensional chess
Oh yeah.
where pieces are constantly being put on and taken off the board. And I love the puzzle of that. That's why I enjoy watching, especially jiu-jitsu, because that's what I'm good at. That's what I do. I competed in it in a professional setting. I can't call myself a professional athlete because I did one season and I got fucking dunked on for most of it. That's okay.
You're not getting paid to fight. If you pay to fight, you're an amateur. If you're getting paid to fight, you're a professional. That's the difference between amateur and professional. Professionals get paid.
I got
That
a
doesn't mean
bag.
that they're good at it, but it means they get paid.
I mean, I technically got paid.
Yeah, that makes
So
you a
like,
professional. You're not a professional anymore, but you were.
right. And
I'm not a
I
professional electrician, but I have been.
did I belong out there competing against most people I was competing against? No. But did it fucking make me grow a lot more of my confidence and really push my growth? Absolutely. It was one of the shout out to Brandon McCaffrin and PGF. Whenever PGF is on, it's on free on YouTube. It is the only jiu-jitsu league that has a season. He's the one that gave me my shot and my opportunity, along with a lot of athletes, and that's only going to continue to happen.
Now, you typically, I'm going to use the term wrestle because it's the most widely understood. You wrestle non-gi.
Yeah, Nogi.
Um, a guy I want to roll with is Nick. I don't know his last name. Prominent creator. Anybody that's watching this that knows anything that I know, they know who Nick is.
Nick, the dude who does a lot of like former army guy.
Former army guy, medic, does YouTube content.
Kind of looks like a twink.
No, he's not. He's not twink. He built guy.
Not the dude that I'm thinking of. There's another dude.
You're thinking of the one with blue eyes.
Yeah, where like he's not. I don't think he's a fucking twink, but like he. That's the persona that he does.
He's got the look. He lives in Texas now. He's cutting down trees in his property, and he's annoyed that the city's like, you can't cut down those trees, and he's like, fuck you, I've got an axe.
Yep.
No, the other Nick, really big, a lot of tattoos.
Okay. Yes.
Thick, chunky guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to name drop channels because I've met him, but I don't want to. We're not going there. People that know will know.
Yes. Now I know what you're talking about.
His school, I don't know the name of it, but they're gi.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in middle school, and I went to a Kempo karate. The instructor, we learned Kempo. We did the ins and outs of the techniques, but he was also very much in favor of people knowing how to fight and defend themselves in a street fight. He was the first guy to admit to you that, yeah, I'm a black belt and I've won championships. You attack me in an alley, I'm picking up a pipe and I'm going to smack you with it in the face. I'm not fighting you. I'm not going to grapple. I'm not going to do whatever. I'm going to pick up an item and I'm going to crack you with it as hard as I can.
That's why everyday carry.
Exactly.
I'm too fucking old and broken to fight people.
But so it's like, it's one of those, I enjoyed the gi because it is its own element in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I was never a very good fighter. I was always very good at taking a hit. Points fighting, I sucked. I lose every match points fighting. Punch me in the ribs every chance you want. I'm coming through.
Yep.
Like I got my nose broken by a guy that was 4 years my senior. I was a yellow belt at the time. I had been a yellow belt for a month. He's blue belt. He helped instruct. He was a great guy. Randy Gaborum, awesome dude. Joined the Navy. He might still be in. I don't know. I sent him a friend request. He never responded. But he was a cool dude. No hard feelings. Like, I understand. I was 4 years his junior. He'd punch me in the ribs. I'd walk through it. I'd tag him in the jaw. It annoyed the hell out of him. So he kicked me and took both of my hands and dragged them across my face and broke my nose with my own hands.
Good.
Which I had coming.
You learned a lesson.
But it was one of those. The primary lesson I learned was no one's going to hit me hard enough to hurt me, and I will hit them back. I'm not a good fighter, but I will hit you.
That's fair. See, me, I'm long, lanky, and awkward.
Yeah.
Speed's not necessarily on my side, and size isn't necessarily on my side. My reach doesn't matter if I don't feel like I could hit you hard enough or accurate enough.
On the ground, length can be very detrimental.
It's also very useful, right?
Reaching around is a thing, but it's
Only for Brokeback Mountain.
necessarily, it's one of those, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's relation. So like with squats, some people can squat with 100 pounds and put their butt on the ground because they know they can stand back up because of the relation of their femur to their shin.
That's fair.
And so the relation between shin and femur literally dictates how low you can go easily and like actually work.
Yeah.
And where your back goes when you lean forward. Because as you squat down, like everything moves. Some guys, their femurs are too long for their shins, and they can only go so far when they squat down. And so it's one of those.
I have a hard time breaking 90.
Yeah.
Unless I'm on my tippy toes. If I'm on my tippy toes, then it
everything-
changes the articulation.
Exactly. It changes the relation of the shin to the femur. Like the shin femur changes that relationship because of the angle of everything. So when you're really long, you might have a really long forearm, which is helpful. But if you don't have enough upper arm to get around them, to then bend and grab, then your long forearm, it's like, yeah, you can move your hand out here all you want, but I'm going to break your elbow up here at your shoulder.
Or like on the flip side of that, right? If there's a significant size difference, my long ass forearm will never be able to secure the angle to do anything significant because of the size difference. Like if you're small enough, dude, okay, look at all of that space I now have to close.
Yeah.
That is like what, 12, 14 inches maybe?
If this is too long, it's way easier to get that arm bar, or it's more difficult to get the arm bar if this is really long, because then your lever arm out here is shorter.
And you get more mechanical advantage on that.
Like for me, like this is
you're fairly proportional though.
Like, but it's one of those like I'm smaller here than I am here, which means this is a really long lever arm for this joint. And that was always my weakness, was my elbows. Because I've got a lot of reach in there. If I can get here, you're going to have to pull. Because I've just engaged my chest in my arms.
And your lat and your shoulder.
Exactly. Like everything in here is now holding this forearm in place. If you can get me out here where everything else is no longer a part of that equation, no, I got nothing.
So
But that's one of those fun things. Like, I had a guy, you couldn't get an arm bar on him because you'd be using your pelvis to raise up and you're raising here. So you're only affecting his shoulder because your legs are across his chest and his elbow's out here. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I've got solutions for that. It's just an offset.
Oh, I just grabbed the thumb and twist.
See me, if I can't get a straight armbar, the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
I just mechanical offset across my hip pocket, and that allows a lot more space to be taken up and changes the pivot point. Either that, or I will literally just start coming out across my thigh until I find a point where I can just push down.
You bumped the mic. Everybody drink. So the one that I learned, that's
Spicy.
way more bourbon than everything else right now. The one that I learned, and it only works in certain aspects. Like you can't use it to be on me standing up. My wrist won't. You're not going to take me down with my wrist. But I would grab the hand and I would start to turn it over. So it's like I've got him here, but now I'm around.
Putting
So
that torque on it.
I'm changing the direction I'm trying to move the elbow, but I'm also changing the shoulder.
Well, at that point, you're also going to do a spiral fracture.
Yeah.
Across, which is even more devastating.
Oh yeah, fucking with these two bones and just
radius and ulna, yeah, dude. That's
that's a fun one. I love a technical fight. I'm not very good at it. You've rolled with me.
Yeah.
I've got some strength, but I don't have the flexibility.
And
I'm very tanky.
And I have sloth proportions and an odd type of flexibility and a very weird strength because if we stand next to each other, he's very clearly much more muscular than I am, and he much bigger arms. I could promise you on pretty much any measuring metric, he is stronger than me. Across the board, he could squat more than me, bench more than me, curl more than me. Insert whatever exercise, I can promise you he is just stronger than me. And that's okay. I've got no problem saying that.
I could probably curl you.
Like, it's one of those things where I look rather unassuming, but he can attest. If I get an overhook on you,
it's very technical.
It's a different type of strength and leverage that I've learned how to play because it's all mechanical advantage for me.
Yeah.
Because I've never been the strongest guy in my weight class. I've never been close to the strongest guy. Yeah. I'm usually underweight because I never cut weight to compete. So I was just competing at what I walk at, which means I was generally underweight no matter what. And just because of how I'm built, I'm not the biggest, strongest dude there either. Yeah. Like, I'm competing against people shorter and stockier where they almost don't have a neck, which makes it hard to fucking choke them.
I hate that.
But, like...
I'll grab a jaw.
I mean, anything below the eyes is the neck.
Like, because it's one of those, like, when you're going for, like, a rear naked choke, depending on your skill level, if someone puts their chin in it, it's not great for the choke. But if you know what you're doing and you can adjust your shoulders, because it's all in the shoulders for that chin.
Oh, yeah.
You can essentially start twisting their head off, which is one thing. But it's like, if I can't rear naked choke you because you don't have a quote unquote neck, I'm going to do my absolute best to grab this upper arm at this hand. I'm not going to the back of your head. I'm grabbing your chin and I'm going to squeeze as hard as I can on your chin until you try to move it, because then I can start to choke more.
See, for me,
it's a weird fit. Like, it's very vulnerable.
I've hit the point with my rear naked chokes where if I can't comfortably get it under the neck, that's fine. I start, because, everyone learns to come here, right?
Yeah.
Roll your shoulders back, put your chest out, deep breath, and then you squeeze, right?
Yeah. Inflate the chest, take everything back, try to stretch the neck.
If that's not working out very well for me, I've got kind of two options that I like to play with.
Yeah.
Sometimes three, just depending on the build of the person. But sometimes if I'm having a hard time because they're just doing the right things defending, I'll get double underhooks from the back with a body triangle.
You did that to me.
And proceed to accordion their spine out.
Yeah.
And it freaks them the fuck out. I have no idea.
It feels so good.
I have no idea if I will actually hurt someone with that someday. I really hope not, because I try my best not to do it too hard. But it freaks people out, which causes reaction, which then allows me to re-engage the neck.
So it can hurt somebody due to hyperextension, like any joint. People don't think of their spine as a joint,
But it's a stack of joints.
exactly. It just doesn't move the way you think it. It's not a ball in the socket, and
Yeah.
so it's not a joint. But no, like you did that to me, it cracked my back. That felt good, but it does get painful after a while.
Oh yeah, and it's like,
It's a fun time.
but that's one of those. I've never seen someone else really play with that the way that I do, and I'm sure other tall, lanky people do,
Yeah,
or other
it's a
people do.
length situation because I'd have to compress them.
So like,
Like it's not a Kimura. What's the like the cradle?
Yeah.
When you get their shoulder and their nuts essentially, and
Yeah.
then you try to fold them in half.
Yep.
Like that's what I would have to do because I'm not going to stretch anybody's ass out. I'm not big enough.
so like, for me, I'll
Phrasing.
I'll do that.
Fold them in half.
Stretch them out.
Stretching out their ass, being big enough. I'm a horrible person. This is why we get along.
So if I'm not doing my double underplay, then another thing I like to do is try to trap a hand.
Yep.
And because I've got such long, lanky limbs, I can lasso out and like wedge.
Man, you doing jujitsu is hitting that mic like a motherfucker.
It is. I'm so sorry.
This is stout. I need to go like add something to it.
And you just need to stop talking with my hands so much.
Yeah. Roll around on the floor, not in the chair.
But
Not set up for that shit.
nah, dude. So I'll trap the hand, and then I can wedge with my shin and like hook their arm. So that way it's like pulling it behind their back.
Yeah.
Didn't hit it this time. Almost did. Got close. Like I'll
Not
do
even
that.
Drinking. That's the worst part.
I know. Or I'll go for what's called the short choke, right? Where I'll try to like itsy bitsy spider my hand all the way across and like try to grab their trap. And then I start shoving their shoulder forward,
Yeah.
which causes it to just start sinking and sinking. And then I get a lot of people just go with like a traditional gable grip. I do a weird like that,
Yeah. Weird in between that it's harder to twist apart because it's already twisted.
but it gives me the ability to articulate my elbow to the center of the spine and whew, it's yummy.
Pop your wrist.
It's yeah, that felt so good. But it's just like it gets so
Wonky
deep
pinkies.
to where even if you're not under the neck, it starts pulling their whole chin through their trachea.
Oh yeah.
And it's just such a violent choke, but it
Beard
is.
makes that worse.
Beards are an interesting thing to grapple against.
Because sometimes it can help and sometimes it doesn't. The best thing that a beard is for is actually boxing.
Ah, pillow.
Well, not even
Not-
not there, but like up here.
Yeah.
They it's like more my beard than yours, where it's like thicker up front. And
Yeah.
I could let it grow higher. But they done a study, like wearing like impact gloves to like measure force, and it cuts like a quarter of the force out.
I believe it
Like
because of the
an
surface
actual-
area
Well,
that it's being dispersed over. That
Yeah.
energy is being dispersed over. I imagine is probably some of the
soft and
science.
bushy, and it spreads it out. It's astonishing.
Huh.
If you've got a glass jaw, grow a beard. Grow a thick beard.
That's a nice one. I like
I don't
that.
have a glass jaw, but I still have a beard.
So, going back to you wanting to roll with Nick, right?
Mhm.
I appreciate the gi and the art form behind it. I don't appreciate rolling in it.
Yeah.
I feel extremely constricted, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that I grew up wrestling for 10 years, freestyle,
Leotards.
folk style, and Greco. Just-
Leotards.
Yeah, wearing my spandex.
Nothing to grab a hold of but you.
Straight up. So, like, doing that for 10 years and then understanding how to grapple and how my body works over that time frame.
Yeah.
The transition to no-gi submission grappling or, no-gi jiu-jitsu, 10th Planet style jiu-jitsu.
Friend of the channel.
Yep. Shout out 10th Planet Nashville, 10th Planet O'Fallon, where I got my start at as well, O'Fallon, Illinois. But
School I went to doesn't exist anymore.
it's like that transition was very easy.
Yeah.
And all I had to really learn was how to be comfortable on my back because that's the one place you don't want to be in wrestling.
It's on your back.
But once I got over that, like, dude, I love rubber guard. That is my shit. Through and through, I love rubber guard, leg locks.
Like Nick talked about in one of his shows, wanting to be on an airplane when it gets hijacked. Because there's always the joke about jujitsu is everybody pulls guard. So it's like, you do jujitsu? What happens when your girlfriend gets smacked? What, you can lay down and pull guard? Come on, come get me. Start scooting around on your ass, laying on your back like, I'm going to pull guard. Come on, get me.
Like, here's the thing.
You can do that on an airplane right down the aisle. What the hell are they going to do? They can't go left and right.
Yeah. They're just going to have to stand there and be confused and horrified. Mildly aroused, probably.
Hopefully they don't stomp you in the nuts. Because you just pulled guard and they're still standing up.
Well, see, I'm very fortunate that I went from wrestling at a very high level for 10 years to then going into jiu-jitsu, because the wrestling will always be there to a degree.
Yeah.
The amount of hours spent drilling and competing and just doing that, the wrestling will never truly go away, especially if I'm still doing any form of grappling. But because I play guard so much, people will forget that I know how to wrestle.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I don't wrestle much these days is because it hurts my back.
Oh, what's the I'm trying to think. It's from guard. It's double barrel, where like you're in guard and their hands are. One of the reasons I like gi is someone's on top of you. You can lock them into your gi, like they're holding on to it, like they're trying to do something.
Mhm.
When you lock them into the gi, it makes the double barrel easier if you've got the core strength, where you then bring your legs up and put them over their shoulders while their arms are inside of that.
Yep.
That shit's fun.
So, like I said, I do appreciate the gi a lot, but it feels very constricting to me because I'm used to basically
Wrestling naked.
Yeah, I'm used to being naked.
Yeah.
And
I started out in the gi, so I like the added environment.
Well, when I roll with people in the gi, a lot of times I don't feel like people are trying to compete for the submission against me in the gi.
They're trying to fold your gi, not you.
They are trying to secure position and just rack up points.
Oh, and I hate that shit.
And it's not... There are plenty of very aggressive and athletic gi competitors, right? I am not dissing anyone in that regard. There is just a fundamental difference in how people approach no-gi and no-gi competing versus the gi, and I tend to favor the no-gi competition because it's what I grew up in.
Fighting for points outside of fencing is
a shame on the sport.
It's boring and dumb, in my opinion.
It's a disrespect to the sport if all you're trying to do is get points, because that's not what the sport was designed for, or the art was designed for. The art was designed to finish a fight.
Like if you and me are boxing and we're going for points, not impact, like Mayweather boxes.
Yeah, that's different. I understand that to a degree.
Like, I get it. Like, he's got glass hands. Like, every time he's gotten a knockout, it broke his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I get it. I understand points fighting. Like, boxing, there's nothing else involved. It's literally just your hands. But you and me would be in the same weight class boxing.
Yeah.
And I would be at a serious disadvantage. I would lose that fight on points. I have to get in close and knock you out.
Well, that's the thing, though, is you would be able to close the distance and start eating at my body if you were able to slip. If you're able to slip a punch and get like a hook to my body, you're just going to be able to chop me down easy. That, by the way, I just threw out the whole game plan on how to fucking beat me in a fist fight.
Like, but see, for me, like, that was the reason that I got my nose broke, is because I'm not even going to try to slip. I want you to be confident in hitting me because I'm going to walk through it anyway.
Well, see, I just use my jabs to set up elbows anyway. Yeah. I'm just going to start making you bleed with my elbows because my elbows are sharp and hard.
In an actual fight, that's a great thing. You can't do that in boxing.
No,
So in a sanctioned boxing match,
no.
Like, you could beat me on points. I'm gonna have to get inside, and I'm gonna have to hit you in the face as hard as possible, or I'm gonna have to hit you in the liver and try to like shut your body down because you'll beat me on points every day.
I'm telling you, one good body shot on me, I'm fragile.
I want to think.
I
There's
promise
gloves
you.
under the desk.
I'm fragile.
I got a set of 16s.
I don't like being hit anymore. That's why I grapple. Like when I was
Yeah.
younger, I did taekwondo, and then I was like, this is kind of gay. And then nothing against taekwondo. It's just it was not for me.
Nothing against actual taekwondo. The American shit is bullshit.
True. Gary Meek, my jujitsu, my first jujitsu instructor is a multiple degree black belt in taekwondo. I believe. Gary, if I get this wrong, I'm sorry. I believe you have competed at very high national level and done very well. I don't want to say that you are a national champion if I cannot actively recall that right now. So look up Gary Meek, though. Fantastic martial artist in general. Sims Martial Arts / 10th Planet O'Fallon and 10th Planet Waterloo.
Is a national competitor.
Yes, was.
If not champion, was a national competitor. Which
Yes.
is its own degree of things.
And he is
Like the Black Beret in Korea. Yeah, they do taekwondo, but it ain't the shit that's going on at like a regular taekwondo studio in America.
right. And
I'll walk into that studio and just kick people in the chest.
and
it's evil.
But it's like I went from taekwondo to Muay Thai, and I did Muay Thai for a little bit, and that is what I started to develop any form of striking, and that's what I really started to enjoy a little bit. But I got into so many fights growing up and like picked on and bullied and like standing up for other people and shit that I hit the point where I don't like being hit anymore, but I still love the science and the brain that it takes to be a good martial artist. Even though like I have my hangups with competing now, you roll with me in any open mat and I will match whatever effort you're putting in. Like
it's a fun challenge to play.
Like if you want to go 100% on me, I will. If I deem that like the only way I can match is for me to go 100%, then I will go 100%. But like if your 100% only requires my 30%, I might give you 35 if I feel the need to.
I just realized something funny as shit. Well, aside, like I knew that it was skeletons rolling, but they're wearing gis and it's a rear naked joke.
Yep. The Monteleon, the lion
like
slayer.
wearing gis. Hold on, while I wear clothes about gis.
Hey, my wife got me this shirt.
It's still a cool shirt. I'm just giving you shit because it's a gi shirt.
Oh yeah, it is pretty gee if you ask me.
Like that,
Clarified butter.
well, and see, that's actually kind of funny because we started out talking about clothes and we started about like fight and flight and everything, and
Now here we are, where they're
moved
kind of
into fight and talking about what you wear while you fight.
yeah, and it's one of those things where
We should start a martial arts school and everybody's got to wear BDUs.
God no, I don't like. Here's the thing:
You don't have to wear the boots, but you got to wear the BDUs, tops and bottoms.
if you're going to be doing any of the gi style classes, yes, that is the uniform. If you're wearing no gi, I will not allow men to wear only spats, which is the tights.
Yeah.
Right. I will wear those undershorts, especially if I've got like bug
Rash
bites
guard.
and stuff. But like, yeah, the rash guard for your legs, right? If I've got like bug bites and stuff, that's when I'll wear them under my shorts, just as a sanitary thing. And like, I don't, no one wants to be rubbing
Roll
up
around
against
on somebody else's bloody sores.
potentially, yeah. So it's like, that's when the spats come on. But even that, you're gonna wear shorts. But if you're gonna wear shorts for the dudes, if your shorts are longer than a 5-inch inseam, you're gay and you're not allowed to train. Short shorts only, bro. Freedom of movement and embrace masculinity in a way that we haven't seen.
One of two options. I will roll in Ranger panties or I will roll in BDU pants.
There you go. Effectively. Like,
Cute pants, basically, with more things to grab, or essentially just the best PT shorts ever made.
for me, I feel
White
like
legs.
if you're going to be doing no-gi, I don't care if you wear a short sleeve or a long sleeve rash guard. That is totally up to you. I don't know if I want people rolling shirtless. A, that's more of a sanitary thing, and B, for people that are particularly sweaty, that is really just an unfair advantage. And I'd need some type of equalizer.
You're greased up deaf guy all of a sudden.
Yeah. So, and I'm not playing that game, but what I will do is like, look,
I will grab a hold of your bottom ribs if you're shirtless.
I think that men have tried to. They've become a little too insecure, right? I don't. I don't fully know where it comes from, I guess, but like this whole need to cover my kneecaps because I'm wearing shorts. Bro, get over yourself. No one gives a fuck about your knobby ass knees, bro. Just put some lotion on them bitches so they ain't ashy.
Yeah, just don't be ashy.
Don't be ashy and don't look like you just sucked dick for crack.
The
You know,
like the only thing I don't like about my legs is how pasty they are because I wear pants everywhere. It's the only thing I don't like.
guess what? If you were to wear shorts everywhere, when it's summery out and you're not actively doing shit that requires pants,
I was gonna say I'm not allowed to wear shorts while I'm welding or machining.
but like anytime that you're actively doing things that doesn't require long pants, brother, you could fix the pasty. That's
Right.
what. That's what.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know what I do that I can wear shorts for.
Anytime you're out at the farm, bro, out at Dad's place.
Those bugs are bad.
Oh no, you'll have to start wearing like really thick layers of off.
Yeah, thick layers of off that you can't sweat through. Like that's
Oh no,
it's bad. Like I mowed the grass a couple times wearing short shorts.
just
That was horrible.
it doesn't get dark until like 9 o'clock here right now, so just fucking sit out on your patio every night.
Yeah, that'd be. Well, this bad fucking sucks.
But still,
I need to like. That's why I want my own house. I'd sit out naked on the back porch, enjoy myself. That's what I need.
speaking of clothes though, rash guards hard to find ones that fit
Oh yeah,
properly.
they're weird.
They're like either way too tight in all the wrong spots or way too loose in all the wrong spots. Or somehow a combination of both in the same rash guard.
Yeah,
Like how are
tight in
you
one spot, loose in the other.
how are you too tight on my tummy and my titties, but too loose around my lat, but too tight around my bicep again? I don't have arms big enough for anything to be tight around them.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like when fundamentally my arm is the same size from shoulder to wrist and not thick.
It shouldn't be tight on my shoulder and loose on my bicep.
What is happening?
So much fun times.
I like to make fun of myself, guys.
Oh man, self-deprecating humor. Yeah, my legs is like I'm not gonna lie. I've got if you go into the other room and you get my gym bag down, there is tanning lotion in there because one of the reasons I had a Planet Fitness membership was just to use the tanning booth.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
Because like I wanted to be able to go outside. Like I worked a lot of hours a day down in Florida. I was always in shirt and pants for work. And if I wasn't at work, I was either standing in the garage where there's no sunshine, or I was on a motorcycle where I don't want shorts because shit coming off the road.
So-
that was a struggle for me.
So
I
here's
hate it.
here's my thing, right? And this is to all the men out there who are still being like, wow,
Don't be a bitch.
this dude's like still trying to get us to wear short shorts. He must be gay. No, it's not because I'm gay. I mean, I just admitted to basically being naked and grappling men for basically my whole life.
He's a twink.
But I am married to a woman and have been with her since I was 15. So there is that. But I mean, I guess I got to be at least a little gay for doing jiu-jitsu and grappling in general.
Nah, because so I was gonna say like the Romans and the Greeks, but their idea of gay was just the guy on the bottom. The
Yep.
guy on top was not gay. He was dominant.
Yep.
He was where he was supposed to be.
Yep.
The guy on the bottom was essentially a woman at that point because he wound up on the bottom.
Yep.
Tie your nuts up with a thong, basically, and wrestle somebody covered in olive oil. I don't think it sounds like a good time, but it kind of sounds like a difficult grappling match worth doing. I don't think I'm going to just tie my nuts up with a thong, though. They'd literally tie their foreskin shut.
That's horrifying.
That way, like, nothing would move. They would tie their foreskin shut and then wrestle. It was weird. The Greeks and Romans are weird.
Yeah. So, you know, I think that's just a human thing, though.
Just wrestle in your boxes.
Yeah.
Buy some sliders. Go wrestle.
Yeah. Bro, so to all the guys out
Be a
there,
man. Choke them out.
even if you're worried about your pasty legs, so what? The only person that's going to be thinking about them on any form of consistent basis for more than a split second will be you, if you're thinking about them. Otherwise, the most people are going to think is going to be like, ha, white legs. And most people aren't going to vocalize that. And they're just going to fucking keep it pushing and walk on in life.
Now, this is something I think is going to make you laugh.
What's up?
If you ever get in an actual street fight, and you're really street fighting, grab his dick and twist it.
Give him the old dick twist. Seriously, dude. Either that or get naked. Not many people want to fight a naked man.
Nobody wants to fight a naked man. I bought a new mouse so I could run the computer like a grown person without having to be on my computer. And it is so finicky at times.
It needs a pad. We need to like glue a pad right there on your chair.
I've got a piece of leather in the top of the closet that I've been tempted to wrap around the end of this and staple on so that, like, if I had a glass without a koozie on it, because the koozie doesn't slide much, but a glass will. I've been tempted to put a piece of leather on there for that. Do one on each side, so I've got a leather pad.
There you go.
That'd be dope.
There you go.
Thank you for joining us here. Episode 2, officially, for the podcast. Episode 1, filmed in-house, in the studio. Trains and cats making noises in the background like assholes to both of them. We enjoyed having you. We hope that you come back, join us again. We talk about a little bit of everything. Sometimes it's clothes, sometimes it's wrestling, sometimes it's military, sometimes it's deep philosophical shit, and sometimes you just gotta grab him by the dick and twist it.